How's it going, everybody? It's John. Today we're going to be talking about innovation, and specifically we're going to be talking about innovation through the lens of systems thinking. So if you're not familiar with systems thinking, I actually made a video on that kind of introduces the concept in a visual way, and I highly recommend that you go and check it out. I'm going to have a link in the description that leads to that video. If you're not familiar with it and you still want to keep going, that's fine. You're probably going to get 80% of the value, but if you want to understand the deeper meaning of where this is coming from, it'll definitely help. The status quo of the market, for example, would be a certain amount of effort equals a certain amount of value. So if you're familiar with systems thinking, you're going to see right away that this is an input and this is an output. And for the sake of this example, I just want to limit it to effort equals value. You do a certain amount of effort, and in return, you get a certain amount of value. An example of that is going to revolve around taxis, because I want to use Uber since everybody's kind of familiar with that, and it might help with the paradigms that people have. So for this example, this would be whatever the market was before Uber actually joined in. You call a cab, you don't really know how much it's going to cost you, you don't really know the time frame when they're going to get to your place, and also when you're going to get to your destination. So that's the effort. And then the value you get out of that is getting to your destination. So here we have innovation by input, and you can see that I've highlighted the effort. So compared to the status quo, you do less effort to get the same value. And an example of that would be Uber as it is currently. So you call a cab, now you know the price and you know the time frame, but you still get to the destination in the same way that you would as with a cab. You're not getting there any faster. The second example is innovation by output. So here you do the same effort, but you get more value in return. And an example of that would be you call a cab, you don't know the price, you don't know the time frame, but you get there faster. So this would mean that somehow, possibly a company would maybe come up with a flying car, and even if you don't know when they're getting to your place and you don't know the price, you're actually getting to your destination faster than you would in a normal car. And the third example is innovation by input and output. So in this one, you're actually putting in less effort, but you're getting more value in return. And this would be the ultimate form of innovation. So you call a cab, you know the price, you know the time frame, and on top of that, you're getting to your destination faster. So as you can see, when you have a product or service that you're trying to create new value, you're trying to innovate, you can actually look at innovation from three different ways. And just to recap what we had mentioned earlier, innovation by input is less effort for the same value. In this case, effort could be literally effort, or it could also mean less cost. So you're paying less and you're getting the same amount of value in return. And innovation by output, you're putting in the same effort for more value. In this case, value could mean more productivity, so you can produce more with the tool. It could also mean more longevity, so you can use the tool for a longer amount of time, or maybe it's both. And the best way to innovate, which is innovation by input and output. So you're putting in less effort and you're getting more value. Could be less effort, less cost equals more productivity and more longevity. And in this case, you would have a much better chance at gaining market share. In my personal experience, it's been much easier to frame ideas and the discussion with this approach, right? Because there's nothing wrong with just doing innovation by input or just doing innovation by output, and possibly doing it iteratively to get to the ultimate goal, which is innovation by input and output. You can still gain market share this way. You don't necessarily need to do everything at the same time, innovation by input and output. And it also helps you understand, when you look at it this way, where you're actually innovating. From what you can see, Uber is still very successful, has tons of market share, and they're not innovating by output yet. Different markets might be more favorable to different types of innovation. So let's just say there's a market that's very impatient. Well, you're probably going to want to focus on innovation by input. If the market is asking for more productivity, more quantity, then you're going to want to focus on things that are by output. So this is how I broke down innovation by using systems thinking. As you can see, it's a very simple and straightforward framework. You can really pinpoint where you're actually having an impact. So that's it for this one. If this video was valuable to you, don't be shy to hit that like button to give the YouTube algorithm a boost, and I'll see you in the next one.